Okay, here. Josh. NEPA bring light, but the NEPA no dey.
Okay, start.
Yeah, good afternoon. Which is an Absolar Edge Energy technical workshop for installers. There's been some hiccup along the way which concerns the lights. We're in a solar event and lights they go off, so it's fine. We're going to start now. First of all, today's section is going to be a vision around us knowing more about the product, knowing more about the connectivity about the product, and also how to go about doing everything, which is why we have the team, which is known as Install with No Issues. Because the major issues we face on site and the major feedback we get from installers on site is about the parameter settings, how to do a lot of connections on site, not fully knowing well about the product. So today's session is going to help us know more about AppSolar, know more about the inverters, options that AppSolar has to offer to us. So let us sit back today and enjoy the session. I'm going to call on IG. We are currently here at IG Energy, who is one of our major distributors here at AppSolar, to officially welcome us to his home, because this is AppSolar and also IG Energy home. So, IG, welcome. Yes.
Thank you very much. Mic check. Am I live? Okay, great. It's amazing to have everyone join us for this event. We actually, it's not been a long time we started planning this. As at last 2 weeks, we just felt like, oh, there are a number of things about the AppSolar product that many people do not know. Okay, good. There are a lot of things about the AppSolar inverters that many people do not know, and we in IG Energy are already enjoying it. Okay, something I also wanted to do was show us a number of our installations. So maybe I'll give the projector guys. So we've done dozens of AppSolar installations, and it has been amazing. Of course, we too started like everyone here. We have not installed AppSolar before. Then we started installing it. And then we started learning about new features. And then we saw that this is wonderful. So we have actually invited everyone here to come and enjoy what we have been enjoying. We've been using these inverters for a while now, and this is the next best thing. So thank you very much for coming. I believe this is going to be very insightful. Please keep in mind that if you have questions, ask it here. We want to all learn together. We want to pass the knowledge. And the truth is, many of you will still go on to discover things around AppSolar inverters that we may not have used yet. So when you go online, still talk about it, post it on your social media, tag IG Energy, tag AppSolar Nigeria, and we'll be glad to repost. Thank you very much for coming, guys.
All right, thank you for that wonderful speech. We'll be going next to the next agenda, which we have our group regional sales manager, which is Amber, come to introduce the topics next.
Hello everyone. I'm the country manager for Australia Nigeria. I'm the principal of today. It is very honored with our partners and with everyone. Thank you so much again. So, how did you know of solar? For social media and maybe some most of people install our solar inverter, right? So, what is solar and what we can bring for you? So, before answer the question, please let me briefly introduce our company. our company is China. China company name is legal. Yes, we have established 15 years, and now until now we have the over the 500 engineer in China. Yes, nice. And until now we have the 2,000 employee in China, and Nigerian until now we have the 30 staff, local Nigerian staff. So you can next. Our branch office in China, like Yantai, like the Beijing and Shanghai, and international market. We have the Italy, German, the Singapore, and the Nigerian and South Africa. Yes. So our salary rank the top three last year. Yes. So we have the strong fund and strong resource to doing the solar industry set. Yes. So now I want to say two parts. What our business model? Our business model. I want to ask some question. What is the hybrid in water? Who can answer this question? What is hybrid in water? Could somebody answer this question for me? Yeah.
Okay, hybrid inverter and a normal inverter. The difference is for a normal inverter, it's primarily used for self-sufficient. But for hybrid inverter, in some area you can fit to the utility, which means you can make money by taking advantage of the different price.
Yes. Are you think so? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, good job. What is off-grid inverter? What is off-grid?
Self-sufficient. Self-sufficient.
Yes. On what is on-grid inverter?
You can fit to the utility.
Okay, so I want to introduce our eco hybrid inverter. What is eco hybrid inverter? F Solar research development team design the inverter using the based on the hybrid inverter standard. What does mean? We in terms of the perform, feature, and material and supplier using the hybrid inverter standard to design. And Nigerian don't need to fit electric to the grid, right? We don't need it, right? Yes, that's right. So we cut this cost, and you can get the high quality and the cost effective inverter. Yeah. So now what is eco hybrid inverter? Eco hybrid inverter. Yes, F Solar doing the eco hybrid inverter. This means you can use you get the high grade inverter, high quality inverter, and the cost effective inverter. This is F Solar. So F Solar is the feature and the perform and the material same with the hybrid inverter. I can think you can compare another brand. You know that the price is cost effective and also function is also really good, right? And true. F Solar don't directly sell in Nigerian market. Even we have the local team, F Solar local team to support to work for the everyone, but he just provide after service support. Yes. You any because our IG have any support, we can directly make our team to respond that. And if you any question, also directly contact us and contact the IG, and also we got us, and we can further support you. Yes, F Solar just to provide after service support. Yes, that means we can pretend you're right, because we don't directly say all of one. Do you know? Yes. And 3, you can see our inverter is really beautiful, right? Really beautiful.
Yes. Beautiful.
Why? We have the strong industry designer team. Our designer team won German award.
Yes, we recruit the Huawei team. Yes, that's right. And you know, F Solar, all of the managers from the Huawei. Wow, yes. So that's why our appearance look like beautiful and yes, 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 exactly. So that means you can know that our using the high quality inverter. And true, we don't directly sell our inverter to everyone. That's pretend you're right. You know, in Nigeria, what's the price of laundry? So yes, right. And three, we have the beautiful appearance, more easily attract the customer buy from you. Yes. So okay, that is hardware version. So next we can say software version. We can, because until now we have the 30 staffed local team. We have the 5 technical guy, 7 sales guys, 1 guys is responsible for marketing. That's all of service our distributor, our installer, our technical guy, so with the support to the integrated system guy. You can, this is a technical training. This is our technical training. It's a share training. So if you cooperation with us, we give you the training, everything. You just focus on the sales mode, and focus on your customer. You just you are the one who trust the building your customer. Everything lift to the F Solar team. We will do that. If any technical support and sales support, please contact the F Solar team. We will be able to support you. And okay, sure, you can fortunately contact the IG. Yes, IG is our made distributor in Nigeria. Yes, if you get our inverter from the IG, you can get all the best cost. Yes, because F Solar don't directly sell the inverter in Nigeria. That's to pretend our partner the right. So next, that is every month we hold an event to promote our brand. You can see it's crazy. Many people is curious about our F Solar. You can see, and also many people know that our brand. Next, and our research team come to the Nigerian. To be honest, just a few surprise making research development come to the Nigerian. But F Solar made our research team come to here. That's as a sincerity to the Nigerian market. We respect the Nigerian market. Yes. And later our research development will be present for you as S4. S4 is a big future. And maybe you can expect this. Next. This is our research development team to feedback to the customer, to know the installation sincerely, and to know the customer what they are need, and then we decide the inverter for the Nigerian market. Yes, next you can see this is our short picture, and because we are straight with the doing the solar business. This is our agent loan. This agent loan agree to the 50 degree temperature. While running the 8 months, just a few suppliers can do that. We invest this agent loan experience, many fund. That's the managers that he say we need to straight with to the solar industry. So that is our attitude. If we do that, we will be using the high quality to do that. So that's why F Solar in Nigeria have over the 30 staff in Nigeria, just for support to our distributor. Don't sell. Yes, that is our attitude. Next.
Sorry, go back.
Okay. Later I will share some video, agent loan video for everyone to see.
Is that particular slide, that particular?
Okay. Please, just one.
What I want to do for that. Sorry, just.
So later, this is the next slide is our project case. Later you can see it's look at beautiful. And F Solar, I want to say F Solar will be provide cost effective price, and because eco hybrid inverter, we could using the high grade inverter capture don't using the on grid function. True. we can provide high quality. 3, we can local teams, join the local team to support to installer, distributor, and integrator system and technical guy. 4, we have the marketing support. You can easily attract the customer to buy from you. 5, we have the research development team to hear and to if any requirement, please feedback to Elf Solar team, and we'll be feedback to our headquarters, and then we will quickly give you the give a solution for you. Yeah, that's our attitude. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amber, for that lovely speech. In all summary, what Amber is saying is Absol day for you, and IG Energy also what day for you. So the next part of this will be going straight into the product overview, talking more about the individual inverters that we have to offer. And I think I will be the one to take up that part. Please go to the slide. So these are the series of off-grid hybrid inverter that we have. So off-grid means you can't send back to the grid, which is a feature that is much more good for the Nigerian market. So it is focused on what we have to offer here in the Nigerian market. And in this series, we have 2 different series, which is the Pulse S2 and also the Pulse S3. The Pulse S2 is 11 kilowatts, while the Pulse S3 is 6 kilowatts that we have in the market. Next slide. So for the S3, the key feature, one of the key selling points that we have, it is IP66. I will know what that means, dust and water resistance. So it can be installed both indoor and outdoor. And now it has 1.7 times the maximum MPPT inputs. For this, it has the maximum MPPT of 2 times its capacity, which is 12,000 watts, but you can have the access of what? 10,200, which is quite massive for its category and what it has to offer. As you can see, it has the maximum MPPT input current of around 28 amps, which can allow you to support multiple strings of connections up there. So if you are doing 2 different connections in series, you parallel and drop down, it gives you the capacity to go as much as 28 amps. Then we're talking about dual AC outputs for intelligent load management. So in this regard, we're talking about the critical load and the smart load, whereby you give more priority to the critical load, the loads that you want to always be on, regardless of whether there's lights or not. So now when you have limited, go back to you have limited power, it gives only priority to that load. And when you have enough, when you've generated enough, you now start feeding to the other smart loads in the house. Then now we're talking about this inverter supporting battery-free operations mode. And what does that mean? You can use this without battery. Now, a use case for this is there are some shops that would not have money to start up the system and just have money for panel and inverter. You can start up as that. You know, their running time can be from 10 a.m. to around 5 p.m. And these are the peak time that you can generate from the solar panel you will supply in the stores. And at that time, towards the evening time, you know they are not already there. And you drop that. So we're talking about the maximum charge and discharge currents being 135 amps. So this helps your battery to charge as fast as possible and also to feed to those large loads that you have in the house, like the ACs, the water pumps. Now, it supports parallel of 6 pieces in single phase and also as much as 9 when you are doing a 3-phase connection. Now, you're talking about wide grid voltage adaptation range from 90 to around 280 volts. We know our Nigerian grid, how it is not stable, it is fluctuating. So with the Pulse S3, it can confidently supply to you and regulate the energy that is coming from there. Now you know your appliances in the house, they are all safe. Now you're talking about both AC and PV inputs can activate the lithium battery. This is another key feature whereby you have the BMS of your battery shutting down to the battery. This inverter can wake it up with dragging more power from either the PV it can start up, and also from the AC, you can also start up the battery without going on any other connection or wake up call. See, this is the wake up call from it. And also 1.5 times grid input over provisioning technology from 40 to 60 volts. You know how much that is to give to some certain loads that at a point gets to those range. Now we have the minimum MPPT operating voltage going from 60 volts. As early as 7 or 8, your inverter has kicked up and it has started charging and also feeding the house. And even when you are getting late in the evening, around 6 to 7, it is still also generating a little bit to meet up. Now we're talking about the 5 years warranty. I can say they are limited inverters that can give you this option of 5 years warranty. Half solar inverter, 6 kilowatts per S3 can offer you that. And as we all know, the popular say half solar don't do what? Repair. We don't do repair. Our warranty covers for replacement. We've been in the market for a year in Nigeria, over 2 years, and we've not brought our inverter in to do any repairs. We either go on site to replace, or maybe the issues that comes in is just to work on the parameters, and we can do all that from where we are. So next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. It supports lithium and lead acid battery, as we all know. Then the rated battery voltage 48 volts. Now the battery range from 40 to 60 volts. The maximum charge current and discharge current, like I said, is around 125 to 135. Now this is the first wake up by PV that we just already talked about, which is part of it. Now the maximum PV access power from 12,000 watts, which can give you as much as 10,200. In some delicate cases whereby the connection are met properly, you can pull as much as this. Now the maximum input voltage is around 500 volts, which is quite much for what it has to offer. Now we're talking about the maximum voltage range from VDC, like we said, 60 to 450 as early as possible. It is starting to charge and start to feed into the house. At 6 a.m. you have something coming outside from it. Now as we know, 1 MPPT, 2 strings from up, 28 amps in maximum PV current, and down to the grid. You can see 220 to 230. The voltage range, as I already said, from 90 to 280, regulates it properly without any force. Then we're talking about now the total harmonic distortion. Now, the excellent range for this is around 0 to 3%. When you see an inverter that can give you that range, you know this is excellent. You are getting clean energy from it, less noise, less distortion, right? So now to the backup, 6,000, which is the maximum output you can get from this. Then the key feature that I like about this inverter is the overload capability. You can get as much as from 100 to 110% of its capability for over 1 minute, and as much as 200% in 10 milliseconds. So this, in terms of loads that has great surge power, it can withstand that in that period of time, and when it gets to the running time, it regulates itself. Down to the efficiency of this inverter, we're talking about 97%, which is quite good for the grid, and 99.9, which is assured for the PV. Like I said, the protection, now we're talking about DC polarity reverse connection, whereby, you know, this is one of the major issues that we face on site. Some certain persons will do some reverse connection, and the word I usually use for this inverter can forgive that sin. They can forgive that sin because it helps at that point in time to regulate. It doesn't spoil any component in it, but it regulates it and shows you a warning. It shows you a warning that there is something that is going on. It's just up for you to clear it. Also, the AC output over current protection, thermal protection, and also now we're talking about the surge protection type C 2, and also the other one AC2. Now the key feature, like Amber said, if we took note of that, this inverter was running when they were testing it as high as 50 degrees Celsius. No derating, it was still working normal. Like I was explaining to someone, at that range, it is still working normal. It doesn't go off what it does is it reduces the output power. It reduces the output power, and you are still getting, even when it's reducing from 6,000 watts, it can reduce as low as 5.5 kilowatts. That's 5,500. It's still working perfectly well. Now, talking about the communication protocol, RS-232, RS-485, CAN, dry connection, it has those protocols to meet up with the current technologies of lithium batteries. Now, one cool feature about this is the smart cooling. Unlike some certain inverters that at just little load are mounted on it, you are hearing fan here and there. This one has a smart cooling. It only comes on when it is needed. It doesn't make noise as some others. It comes on when it is needed. And as we know, it has an heat sink that helps to disseminate the heat from inside the inverter. Let's go to the next. Now, this is the Pulse ELS2 11 kilowatts. Unlike the 6 kilowatts, which is IP66, this is IP21. It is an indoor inverter, right? It has built-in dual MPPT for tracking, and each of them is around 27 amps in terms of what you can put in that. So it is give you the capability and the leniency to be able to max out on the PV that you can input on the system, right? Each of them supports 27 amps, like I said. Then also the dual AC outputs, it is all available on all the series of inverters that we have for intelligent load management, the critical load, and also the smart load. Then it supports the parallel from 6 to around 9 in terms of 3-phase. So like I said, both AC and PV input can activate the lithium battery when it gets low from the BMS, giving you a signal. The battery is already shut off at that. It can wake up your battery. The wide bridge voltage adaptation, as I said, also 90 to 200. So this feature, it's also in all our inverters. So for this is an indoor unit. So it has just 2 years warranty and 1 year optional. But you can also go as optional of also 5 years. So still the same thing, have solar warranty, replacement, not repair. So like this, also lithium ion and also lead acid, 48 volts, 42. Now this, its maximum charge and discharge current is from 150 to 220. You can see that with this, you can charge your battery as fast as possible and also still feed to large and industrial loads that you have in the house. Yes, it's also wake up your battery, like I said. So now for the individual MPPT of this 16 kilowatts, it has as much as 8,250 for each of them. So that's a whooping 16,500 that you can get from this. Everybody say that's massive. So now also the maximum input voltage 500 volts and the minimum voltage range from 60 to 450. This is also a key feature whereby as early as possible it starts to charge, and even at late in the night, as well as around 6:30, 7 p.m. you are still getting something to charge. Also 2 MPPT, 2 strings from the connector. Yeah, that gives you the capability to go wide range of using PV. Other functionalities still remain the same. Like as overload for this, for 10 seconds, you have 105% of its capability to 120% of its capability, which still helps in the functionality of using these industrial loads that has surges and it withstand them for those wide range of time until when it stabilizes to start running on its power range. Still the same total harmonic distortion, 3%, quite all right and excellent for its range. 97% of maximum efficiency and 99.9 in terms of the PV. This is all for all the MPPT we have. DC polarity reverse connection, like I said, these inverters, they forgive the sin that most installers they commit on site. Yeah, it forgives them. The same thing of the AC output overcurrent protection and also the thermal protection. As you saw, the inverters working as much as 45 degrees and beyond. I remember when someone called me on one side that his inverter was getting hot at a point. He said, relax yourself. At that point, there was an upgrade going on. He didn't know that there was an upgrade going on and the inverter got at that point, but He confirmed to us the inverter did not go off, but it was still working. He was just scared because he has not seen an inverter that can withstand such heat. And as soon as the upgrade was done, the temperature regulated on its own, went back down to itself. Same thing for this. It has internal fan that comes on when it is supposed to. The RS232 connection, RS485, these are normal for the new technologies of batteries that we have. Like I said, solar inverters, we communicate with wide range of lithium batteries that you have there currently in the market. This is also 2 years warranty, like I said. So the next slide, we are going to the beast. We call it the beast, which is ROSA G2. And at this point, I'm not going to talk about the beast. I'll call the beast champion because there's somebody that we call the beast champion. Let him come and talk about the beast. Steven, please. The beast
is the beast champion for me. Thank you, Emma. You've done a great one. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thanks for coming up. Yeah, so as he said, this is a beast inverter. Actually, its actual name is ROSA G2 inverter, but we decided to give him the name Beast because of its functionality. This guy is rugged. By the time that I'm done with the specification, you're going to agree with me that this guy is actually a beast, like he rightly said. All right, so for the first thing you need to know is an IP66 inverter. All right, so like he said, it is both compatible and suitable for your outdoor installation. It is water resistant and it is dust proof as well. So you can see it is compatible with your lithium iron phosphate battery and also for your lead acid battery, the VRL, a valve regulated lead acid battery. It has 3 MPPT. I think this is one of the right time to say massive, right? Right. So it has 3 MPPT. The first MPPT is the biggest. It has the capacity to take 8,400, and then the remaining 2 MPPT can take 4,800 each, making 18,000 PV input power. That is crazy for a 12 kilowatt inverter. It's taking 18 kilowatt because it has 3 MPPT, right? So it has a fast charging of 213 amps. One of the benefits of this is that it allows you to put more batteries together in parallel and can be rest assured that it has enough power to charge them. You know, many people say, I want to use an inverter and I want to put like 10 batteries together. It's fine. You can use as many batteries as you want for an inverter, but can that inverter have the enough charging current to charge them so that your panels will not work all through the day charging the batteries because enough current is not available to charge them. So with 230 amps charging current from the inverter, it has enough capacity to charge your battery faster, right? You know, it has a low voltage wake up function like our S2 and S3, and you can be assured that this one does it better, right? A flexible paralleling, you can parallel our G2 12 kilowatt inverter up to 6 units, and if we are connected in 3 phase, you can parallel 9 units of our G2 inverter together. It has 200% overload tolerance. It has 200%. It means you can put a 24 kilowatt inverter for a transient time for this inverter and it will take it. You know why? Because this inverter, though it's a 12 kilowatt inverter, is a 13,500 kVA because it has an apparent power of 1,500. So for appliances that are inductive, right? Inductive appliances that require apparent power to start up, this inverter has, yes, so like AC, right? So this inverter has that ability to supply that apparent power while still, you know, maintaining the actual kilowatt, actual current, right? So that is one of the reasons why I said it's a powerful guy. Of course, smart monitoring, mobile app, and IP66 design. Can we go through the specification sheet? Like we said, it is compatible with lithium ion battery and lead acid battery. It has the rated battery voltage of 48 volt, but the allowance, it has a 40 to 60 volt allowance, right? So with our, it has a maximum charging current of 230 by 230. It means it can charge at 230 and it can also discharge at 230. Can somebody multiply 230 times 51.2 for me? That is the amount of power it can discharge at once. So it means this guy can parallel your heavy appliances in the house all at the same time. There's a difference between your inverter having the ability to carry some loads, and there's another ability of the inverter meeting those loads at that same time. So this inverter can, beyond the fact that it can take 12 kilowatt inverter, it can supply, it can supply that same power at the same time for those loads. So you don't need to off AC for fridge. You don't need to off fridge for water heater. You can on all of them together at the same time because it has a discharging current of 230 amps. It has the first wake up by PV, right? Early in the morning, like my colleague rightly said, early in the morning when you have your 60 volt, your 60 volt is enough to wake up your battery early in the morning and it starts charging, right? And then the maximum input power, like I said, is 18,000 watts, and then the maximum input voltage of 500 volt. And trust me, each of the MPPT, you know, I said the MPPT is 3, each of the MPPT is 500 volt, each of them. So you can imagine that you have enough allowance, you know, to put up your to parallel your PV together, right? And the rated input voltage is 370. The startup voltage for a heavy guy like this is as low as 100 volt. So it means as soon as you can get 100 volt from your panels, the inverter start working. There are some inverter from 12 kilowatt inverter that their startup voltage is 150. I don't want to mention names, but we know this inverter 160. I've seen 180 before. That is the initial startup voltage. But this guy has at 100 volt. It starts working. It starts working. The MPPT voltage range of 100 to 425. But of course, don't forget the maximum voltage is what? 500 volt. The number of MPPT per string. The first, it has 3 MPPT, like rightly said, but the first MPPT has 2 strings. The MPPT is the biggest. Don't forget when I was arranging the power, I said the first MPPT can take what? 8,400. So it means it has more strings. There are 2 strings that are internally paralleled inside that first MPPT, while the remaining MPPT have just 1 string. So in total, 1 G to 12 kilowatt inverter have 4 strings that they can parallel together. So it gives opportunity to just put all of your connections in series up there. And you will agree with me that series connection is quite easier than parallel when you're doing PV.
Absolutely.
And it's even suitable for high installation because you don't need more current. You are not paralleling together you are not building up current, you are building up voltage. So your current is preserved. So it's okay for you to series all of your connection and bring them down. 4, you know, ports coming from there. Yeah, and then these are the current, the maximum short circuit current per MPPT. Though the rated is 28, it can take 45, and the remaining MPPT can take 25 amps each. Then the grid input, when we talk about the grid like that, of course, it can take your live, neutral, and PE at the normal voltage range in Nigeria, which is 230. And then the rated grid frequency is the normal frequency we use in Nigeria, which is 50 hertz. The power is 12,000. The maximum grid tied current is 52.2, right? And as like you said, the maximum grid tied apparent power of 13,200. Like I said, it has apparent power. The maximum grid tied current is 60 amps. You can multiply 60 amps times 230. That is more than 12 kilowatts. Then maximum input apparent power of 18,000, and then the maximum input current of 78.3. It has a total harmonic distortion for all of our inverter. It's always less than 3%. So you can be rest assured that the power coming from your inverter is pure sine wave power coming, right? You're not getting an impurity from your source, right? So that, you know, when you're getting impure source, it can affect some sensitive appliances connected to the inverter. That is where you hear something like somebody connected this appliance to this inverter and it spoils these appliances. And because the power coming from the inverter is not pure, it means the total harmonic distortion has exceeded less than 3%. For us, you know, it is below 3%, and it has been tested. This displacement power factor is 0.8 leading. That is why we can have 13,200 as our apparent power. So for appliances that are lagging, you know, it has a 0.8 allowance for them. And from appliances that are leading, you know, that is for inductive and capacitive load, you know, so it has provision for them. For our backup data, rated output power is 12 kilowatt, like I said. Okay, I think I've gone through this. The efficiency is 97.8, and this is the efficiency for the output, right? So it means whatever you are getting at the battery side is what you are getting at the output of the inverter. And for MPPT efficiency is 99.9%. In fact, I don't know why they don't put 100. It's just so that you guys will not say that no machine is 100% efficient. That is why you put 99.9%. Because I'm telling you, whatever your panel is getting from you, the inverter is rightly and efficiently converting them to AC for your advantage. So there's no loss as a result of it. I think I'm missing something. I'm missing something there. Yes, I must not forget this one. The overall capability of this guy is 110% continuously. So it means if this inverter, though it's a 12 kilowatt inverter, can take 13,200 load continuously. This is not apparent though. continuously, and then it can take 200%, 24 kilowatt load for 10 seconds. That is for appliances that surge, and normal surge should not exceed 5 seconds, right? So it has that accommodation to to withstand such surges. Yeah, these are protections. It has PV reverse polarity protection, as my colleague rightly said. It forgives sins of most installers. So you connect your PV in the wrong way, it has the protection for you. PV installation detection, ground fault monitoring. So let's say, and I think I should say it there, most installers do install this inverter and they complain that it comes off with a fault light. So I tell them this fault light, when I check it, it's always ground fault monitoring. I tell them it's because the grounding system with this inverter is not good, and because he's a very rugged guy and it's very sensitive with a lot of protection. He will tell you the ground is not okay. I've done my ground. I'll tell you, okay, off the ground fault monitoring. They off the ground fault monitoring and it's fine. So see, the inverter is fine, but your ground fault is still there. So most times, if you don't want to do them wickedness, I will not tell them how to go and off the ground fault monitoring place there, so that you can go and do the right thing. And I think that's one of the things we should tell ourselves as installers. Ensure that we do proper grounding. Any machine at all that is supplying power needs to be properly grounded. Be it inverter, be it other source of power, they need to be properly grounded, right? So it has ground fault monitoring, overcurrent protection, like my colleague has rightly said, right? So all of these things, it has surge protection, DC type. These are heavy duty surge SPDs. Type 2 on DC and type 2 also, type 3 on the AC. Then when it comes to temperature, like my colleague has actually said, these guys are actually built with African weather in mind. Trust me. There was that particular video, I don't know if it was played for us, right, where it was played. We will play it again, where our inverter was actually placed together with an household inverter in Nigeria. We all know it's popular inverter. We assume that it's one of the best inverter. We start from capital letter D. It ends with E. I don't want to mention names, right? So they put them there. When it reached a particular temperature, I think 50 degrees Celsius, it pack up. It's totally shut down, and our inverter is still going on. It derates yet, but it does not shut down. It's still kicking, right? So it was built, with African in mind, knowing fully well that our temperature can go as high and it can withstand that temperature. This is the dimensions in width, in height, and then in diameter, and also the weight is 39 kilogram. It is transformerless, but it has a feature called LLC, that is double inductor capacitance features. It's a resonance converter. The function of that LLC is to ensure that there's a safe charging from the PV with the battery. So it makes charging and discharging of the inverter seamless. It makes it seamless. So it's a new technology, that is being used sometimes, to replace the normal function of a transformer. So what is the advantage of using an LLC? It makes it much more efficient. It makes it to consume less power. If you have not asked me what is the idle power consumption of this guy, it's 12 kilowatt inverter with this duty. The idle power consumption is less than 100 amps. It's done at 100 watts. The idle power consumption of a 12 kilowatt inverter, if you see the inverter, I think if you see it's very heavy and you will expect that the idle power consumption will be quite like 200 or 250. It's less than 100 watts. Right? It is so because it uses an LLC resonance converter, and it has smart cooling. It is IP66, and our warranty is 5 years on our 12 kilowatt inverter, and it is replacement. We don't do repair. And one other things that I would like us, this is our standard, our international European conformity test that our inverter has been taken through, and it passed all of them. These are the certifications you can see down there. One beautiful things you can see, you need to know about our 12 kilowatt inverter is a fully hybrid inverter. It means it can work as an off-grid system, and also it can be tied to the grid. So let's say tomorrow now, I believe that very soon Nigeria is going to permit GTI, that is grid tied inverters. By that time, this inverter will be able to sell power to the grid because it has passed all of those tests. So it is not just an off-grid inverter, it is both a grid tied inverter and an off-grid inverter. Yeah. So thank you. That is the brief introduction about this 12 kilowatt inverter. Thank you for coming.
I think
No, there is still time for questions. We are still going. Please, if you have any questions,
Okay.
don't worry.
I think we should give Absola a round of applause. We deserve that.
Please, every question should be answered.
Any questions, please, you can just take it down. Stephen, please, we are going to the next session. You saw why I said I should call the beast guy, because there's this saying that the father is always proud of a child that is doing well. This Rosa G2 is more like Stephen's child. Stephen has fallen in love with G2, so it's just right for me to call the father of G2 to come out and talk about his child. So we'll be going towards the practical demonstration and also the connections, the parameter settings, the mobile application overview, and also the functionality of it, which Stephen will also still help us introduce that. There are some slides that is going to take us on concerning the connections, concerning also the parameter settings, before we'll go downstairs to do the proper testing and the proper connections, practicals, just like he's going to say here. Because I think a lot of issues that we face out on site, which I said we're going to resolve today on this session, is still part of connections and part of configurations. So we'll be diving into that deeply just shortly from now. Stephen.
Thank you, Emma.
Yes.
So very fast, we'll be going into the technical proper. So I think this is one of the best opportunity for us to. This is one of the.
Steven, just a minute, please.
Right.
Hi guys, for those that are on TikTok, we are streaming on YouTube. So please, you can go to YouTube or just see my link in bio so that you can see the screen properly. You know, on this on TikTok, you may not be able to see the screen properly, but on YouTube, you're able to see the screen very clearly and follow through with the practical demonstration. So this is like one of the most important parts of the event. We want to make sure that all our online viewers can continue. So check my link in bio on TikTok, or if you have our phone numbers, you can check it on our site. You see the link to YouTube and join there. Thank you.
Oba, please, I want to put on. Oba.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, for those asking, this is happening on the IG Energy office.
I'll get
So
H2
if you're close by, if
S3.
you're close to Lagos or Akofadas Way, you can join the event. You can join us live here. We still have a lot more to do. But then you can also just log in on YouTube and thank you guys.
No routing. All right. Welcome once again, everyone. So now we'll be going through the installation guidelines for our inverter. And I believe that is not just, applicable to our inverter alone. It's applicable to all, inverter system. Just we go through the brief, guidelines that we need to know. And then also when we go downstairs, we have a, mini practical session. We're going to connect our inverters together with battery and see how we do the basic connection. So let's just run through this theoretical aspect of it. I know most of us are well familiar, so I'm going to quickly do this so that we can go downstairs for the proper practical demonstration. So this is our Pulse H2 11 kilowatt inverter. It has a similar structure with our Pulse H3 6 kilowatt inverter. So I'm going to use this as a case study. But when you see our 6 kilowatt inverter, same color, similar structure, right? So this is just the overview, and you can see the numbers. The first one you are seeing, number 1, that is the terminal cover. I've requested that they bring the 11 kilowatt inverter. I hope we are going to see it physically so that we can follow better. So that is the terminal cover, number 1. The number 2 is the LCD. Number 3 is the anti-dust cover. It's right here. It prevents dust from getting into the inverter. And then number 4, this is your mounting bracket to mount the inverter on the wall. And then number 5 is the PV2 terminal. You can see it right over there. Number 6 is the PV1 terminal. Don't forget our H2 11 kilowatt inverter has 2 MPPT, right? So number 7 is the load 2, which is our smart load terminal. Then number 8 is the load 1. That is our main load terminal port rather. Number 9 is the grid terminals, as you can see. Then number 10 is dry contact terminal. We all know what dry contact. Dry contact is just like a relay. Its function is just to open and close. It is used to control external machines. Let's say you want to connect an automatic generator. So it will, based on the way you set it, it will connect with the external generator, whether to on, whether to allow it to come in, automatically switch it on and switch it off. It does not have, it's a very wonderful setup, just that it does not require more power. It's just like a basic relay. It's on, it closes and it opens. When there is no power in it, it opens. That means there's no connection. And then when it needs to connect to the external machine, it closes to allow them to come in. So we have a port for it. So this, our inverter can be used with automatic, generator and other machines that we can connect together with them. Number 11 is parallel port. It has a parallel port because this inverter can be parallel up to 6 units. When you are doing single phase and you are doing a 3-phase, you can parallel up to 9 units together. So it has the communication port. It has number 13 is our BMS port. That is where you plug in the communication cable for your battery too. Number 14 is our Wi-Fi port, right? It has a Wi-Fi dongle. Then number 15, of course, is our power button switch. 16 and 17 are both positive and negative battery terminal. So can we go to, these are the, of course, I believe every installer should be familiar with this. These are your basic tools that you need for your proper installation. Even though most of us, we don't have all of them, but at least, and I tell you, we run, we go help us. So yes, this is one of the, this is one of the beautiful things I want us to do here. Our inverter, and I believe every wall-mounted inverters, is best positioned at 15-degree tilt. But most times we don't get this angle. If we cannot get this angle, we can use, wall it vertically, right? But best posture for it to be is to tilt backward with 15 degree. With 15 degree, this is actually the best way it should be, so that ventilation and other things can get there better. But most times it is very difficult for us to get this angle, so it's better we put it there. You don't put it upside down, you don't make it diagonal. You say that it tilts backward or it stands, vertically. So installation carrier requirement, you must be ensured that if you want to carry, the person that is carrying the inverter is much more heavier than the inverter, so that you don't go break am. So I cannot install G2, he's heavier than me. So I would rather, require the help of people, So that is what the installation carrier must not be flammable and must be fire resistant. It talks about the carrier is sturdy and reliable to carry the weight of the inverter. Trust me, people as I am like this, I can install this S2. Have you carry S2? I'm not that powerless. I can install S2. I can install S3. They are not that heavy, right? The equipment will vibrate, so you must ensure that it is insulated very well. It is well insulated very well to ensure that the noise from the vibration affects us. Installation angle, like I said, it is preferred that it tilts backward 15 degree, but if you cannot get it, let it stay vertically. Can we go to the next slide? So this is just the installation process, how you're going to build your wall and mount it. So, and then this is the normal connection diagram. So you can see for our S3 inverter that has 2 PV, each of your PV has their own separate breaker, and then the load 2, okay, this is our 6 kilowatt inverter. This is not S2. See that they look similar to each other. So we are going to use this one as test downstairs. So it has 2 PV. You can see the smart load has its own breaker separate to the smart load, and then the critical load has its own breaker separate to them. And then you can see the grid. The grid is connected to the inverter, and this is the battery for it. These are the recommended breakers for our inverter, for our 11 kilowatt inverter. Don't forget that we used our 11 kilowatt as a case study, so you know this for 6 kilowatt there. So for our 11 kilowatt inverter, the battery breaker should be 63 VDC. The normal voltage for battery is 51.2. So let's give allowance of 63 for it. So it should not be too much than 63 volts and 300 amps. Most installers have gone to sites for a 6 kilowatt inverter. I'm saying 125 amps breaker is not too ideal. We should get, if you cannot get 300 amps breaker, you can get 250 amps breaker for a grid breaker.
For 8 kilowatts.
No, for 11 kilowatts. This inverter has 2 series. Pulse S2 has both 8 kilowatt and 11 kilowatt, but our case study here is 11 kilowatt. We have 11 kilowatt here in Nigeria, but next year our 8 kilowatt will arrive in Nigeria as well. So the grid breaker, 250 VAC and 80 amps breaker for our grid, and then the backup breaker for load 2 So it's 250, you can see it's 250 80 amps, 250, anything AC. Ensure that it is 250 VAC and 80 amps breaker we are using for it, and our PV breaker, because you know, for our S2, the maximum current there that is coming is 30. The normal current there is 27 amps. So a 35 amps breaker, you know, is suitable for you to use with your PV. Can we continue? Thank you. So this is just the parallel communication interface or diagram, right? So if you are paralleling 3 units of our inverter, let me just say an example. It has a diff switch, and I would love if you can just open this one to get a diff switch. It's like this. You will see it inside the, when you go downstairs, I'm going to see it. It's inside the inverters. So if you are paralleling, let's say you're paralleling 3 units of our inverter, the inverter in the middle, the diff switch must be down. But the inverters at the beginning and at the end must be up. That is what, this one will be up, this one will be up, the one in the middle must be down. Let's say it is 4. You know we have 2 in the middle. One will start, one will end. Those 2 in the middle, the diff switch has to go down, has to be off, but the one that starts up is going to be up, and the one that ends is going to be up. We call them the terminal resistance. Yes, and the end for the communication, where the communication starts and where the communication, you know, ends. So of course, this is normal paralleling. You parallel your grid input, you parallel your load 1. You don't parallel smart load, please. Somebody called me, he wants to parallel our inverter together. So I told him he wants to parallel the smart load as well. So I told him, no, you have to put the loads there separately. You don't parallel the smart load. So we parallel only the main
With different breakers.
with different breakers, definitely. So
You
this
use
is,
different breakers for the smart load.
yes, for the smart load. Yeah, for the smart load. The smart load, you connect your loads to those smart load individually. Don't parallel the smart load, but you can parallel your critical load, your load 1, and yeah, and your good load. So these are just the safety precautions that we must follow. All operations, cables, and components in the electrical connection process must comply with local laws regulations. The question is, what is the local laws regulation for Nigeria connection? Do you have a law in Nigeria that that enforce us, that as a standard, if you want to do this, you must use this particular size of cables? Do you have such laws? I think we should have, but it's not loud. We have it has a proper
When you come to the electrical line,
yeah,
like maybe you are trying to consult like doing like elevators,
yeah,
buildings,
all those big.
you have a specification, you have a standard, you have a 4. They have like Lagos State.
Yeah.
There's some job that without collecting
Big
Lagos
projects,
State,
yeah.
you understand, you can, as an electrical guy,
Yeah.
you can work on site.
But those laws should not be restricted to those heavy projects. I mean, we should have a standard law that is
it is
just
it's
that
not effective just
enforcement,
because of the
yeah.
leaders. You understand?
I understand.
So it's not effective, maybe
So,
there's a law.
so if you are using a solar product, please follow those laws. It's very important. so please follow those.
Because of a lot of artisans.
Yeah,
so
that is the main
problem.
that is the main
That's
problem.
the
That
major
is
problem.
we have a lot of
Now when you
artisans.
see the professionals,
Yes,
there
they
is-
always pay
there
attention
is-
to details.
even
But-
they have to call another external
Yeah.
to come and cross-check the
Cross-check,
cable.
yes, definitely, yeah.
If not standing to the
If
standard,
They will reject it. They will condemn it. Yeah, that's how it
That's
should be.
happening a lot.
So these are just normal standard, precautions that we have to face. We are doing any maintenance, ensure that the inverter is properly shut down before you carry out any maintenance or even installations. When crippling the terminals, make sure that the conductor part of the cable is in full contact with the terminals, and do not crimp the insulating skin of the cable together with the terminals. Otherwise, the equipment may not be able to operate, or the inverter terminal block may be damaged due to the heat generated after operation because of unreliable connection. I've seen this. This is one of the major problems we face as an after sales engineers. You go to a site and you find out that the most basic problem was that the cable was not properly was not crimpled, and it's not making right connection with whatever you are plugging it to, maybe to break out directly to the inverter. You will see partial contact. You will see that even the inverter, there was a particular place we would have gone there. They said the inverter is not working, and unknowing that the cable that they passed through to the PV breaker did not make proper connection with it, probably as a result of when they are crimpling it, right? So please, let's ensure that when you are dealing with cables, especially tightening of the connection, ensure that it is well tightened, to avoid loose or partial contact. It could lead to a lot of problems. Yeah, it could lead to a lot of fire outbreak because of that. So when making electrical connections, wear personal protective equipment. such as safety shoes, protective gloves, and insulated gloves as required. So please connect your ground wires. Connecting protective ground wires, it is very important. In fact, you are advised to connect a ground wires for the chassis of the inverter. The body of the inverter, you should connect a ground to it, and that does not replace the normal ground for all of your grid and all of your load terminals. That does not affect you. Connect separate, ground cable for all of those ones. Can we move to the next slide? Connect the DC input cable PV. Yeah, these are the guidelines in connecting the PV cable, right? Do not connect the same PV string to more than one inverter unless you are a criminal. That is when you do that. You use one PV, and I've seen where one battery has served 3 different inverters.
Yes.
One battery bank. The first time I saw it, it shocked me, and they came up with one excuse. Just one of them that is charging the battery. Just one battery bank, is also battery bank. Yeah, see, the parallel that same battery serve 3 different inverters. That might be pardonable, but don't try that with PV. Make sure that before connecting the PV string to the inverter, please confirm the following information. Otherwise, it may cause permanent damage to the inverter, and in serious cases, it may cause a fire resulting in loss of life and property. Make sure that the maximum short circuit current and maximum input voltage of each MPPT are within allowable range of the inverter. I intentionally spell this out because despite the accommodation and the current and voltage they have given us for these inverters, some people are still asking, can I exceed 35 amps? I mean, this inverter already gives you 35 amps to parallel 2 strings of inverter together. People are still asking, can we parallel 3? Which will they find again? If one is not enough, buy 2 inverters, parallel them together. So please, let's ensure that we always stay within the boundary of the short circuit current, and it's much. It's okay for you. So please, let's ensure that we are within that range. Make sure that the positive terminal of the PV string is connected to the PV plus of the inverter, and the negative terminal of the PV string is connected to the PV. Even though this inverter has reverse polarity for your PV connection, that does not mean you should not be doing testing. If they say your phone is waterproof, do you put it inside water to test? No, you don't put inside water. You say in case CT. So you don't go and try. Let me see. They said it is PV, it is reverse. So please ensure that you use your meter to confirm that you connect the PV positive to the right port and the negative to the right port. You can see here, we're going to see live demonstration downstairs. Can we go down to the next slide?
Next slide.
Okay, so I think this one is pretty much easy. Just plug in, and then this COM is most often directly for us when we want to carry an upgrade, and dry contact unless you have an smart generator. So the major things I want us to pay attention to is the parallel port and then BMS communication pins. For our BMS communication pins, it communicates with CAN protocol with pin 4 and 5. That is CAN H and L. So I'm saying that what this means is that when you have any battery that has CAN port, you can be rest assured that our inverter will communicate with it. And you agree with me that most modern batteries out there follows CAN protocol. In fact, so far so good. There has never been any battery that has not communicated with this inverter. The only one that has not communicated, that was the old Felicity battery. The new Felicity battery was installed and it's communicating with our inverter. You know old Felicity? I've mentioned name. Sorry. Sorry. Old Felicity battery, they communicate. They communicate to other battery band, other inverter. It can only communicate with its own inverter. But thank God, their new battery brands, it has a separate CAN port, and we have communicated it with our inverter, and it works perfectly fine. So let's say if it has a separate CAN port, it will work perfectly fine. But for batteries that they are CAN port, and then for batteries that they don't have CAN port, they have RS485, it communicates with pin 1 and pin 2. So it means it will work as well. So, but there is where you now have a problem. There are some battery that has, and I think so far it's only CWatt that has that. Their CAN port is the same as their RS485 ports. They are sharing the same port for both of them. That is when you have to change the 4 and 5 pin. Normally it should be pin 4 that should come first, then pin 5 should come, then before pin 4. then it will work. In fact, I have a very short method you can even do about it without even start to rewiring. I have a very short one, but it's not advisable here. I will say it, I will share it in camera. That one, you don't even need to crimple it. Just do more and it will communicate perfectly fine. So for your parallel port, when we get downstairs, I'm going to show you how you're going to communicate. It has two parallel ports, PRA and PRB. So if you are paralleling three inverters together, you start from the PRB of the master, you plug one end to it, it will go to the PRA of the slave, then don't forget there will be a PRB of the slave, then you continue from there to the last one. Of course, it's going to definitely end at the PRA of the last slave. So you must always start from the parallel port B of the master. Then you parallel like that. Do you all understand? When we go downstairs, you are going to see, practical demonstration for that. Is that?
Next
I think that should be all.
for this.
Okay, this is just the interface, the settings phase. I think the settings phase is best done when we are seeing, so that we can be following them one by one. But let's see. Please, next slide.
Next slide.
We are going to the settings phase. Okay, this is the interface. When you on our inverters, these are just symbols and once they mean. Once you see this thing, it means your PV, right? When you see that sign, that is the sinusoidal sign. So that is the grid. These are just symbols and what they represent, right? So continue. So this how when you see this, it means that your PV is supplying, then your grid also is supplying, right? So when you see this, it means your PV directly is supplying, to the battery, right? But when you see this, yes, when you see this one, it means your PV is supplying, right? And it's supplying to your load. This one, power from PV, energy only. These are just interface showing you. So I think this one, power from solar, battery, and grid supplying to your load. 3 of them. So this inverter is compatible with both grid, both solar, right? To supply your load. Yeah, continue. Parameters for settings. Where do we start from? So we are going to run through these settings downstairs. We are going to see it's going to make, yes, practically it's going to make much sense then.
Because
So
of the size of the
yeah. So let's pick.
This is
Yeah.
even very much intentional.
Yeah.
Because a lot of installers, there are some persons that had called and they were asking how to go about putting
All
this
these
on
settings.
settings mode.
Yeah.
Because it is very important when you are just using an inverter or a new system that you are buying. It's important to go through the manual, right? This is more like the manual, the settings. All the settings concerning this inverter are on the manual. But as we know, most installers don't want to go through the stress of
80%,
going through the manual. So
80% of our problem will be solved if you can read manual.
yeah,
we Africa, that's what we lack on.
Yes.
so is that
That's our problem. Don't say about the inverters.
Yeah.
Can you just use your phone as case study?
Do you read the manual of your phone?
The manual. And it's your
Yeah.
duty to read the manual.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
From Lagos.
So,
That's the problem.
so people know they carry the packet itself. Some people, the moment they buy the phone, they will remove only the phone. Both manual and pack. They throw it away.
Right warranty.
Yeah, so this is intentional. So we go through this from the top, how you go into the settings mode, putting all the ODC. So Stevie, please continue.
Thank you. So this is the settings mode of our inverter. If you want to get to the settings mode on the inverter, just press the enter button. You see this enter button? Press and hold the enter button for 5 seconds. It will enter into this settings mode. Press and hold the enter button. It will enter the settings mode, and then you'll be able to set some parameters. So the first thing you're going to see there is the energy mode, where you choose how you want, your inverter to supply your load. Do you want utility? Priority, utility. The first one that comes is the priority. If you choose USB, it means grid is going to be the priority of the inverter to supply to the load. So utility first, solar second, then battery last. Then if you choose SUB, then solar first, utility second, then battery last. Then if you choose CSO, it means solar only. It means it will only be supplying during the day when there is solar. In the night, and I think this is not advisable for us here SBU. No, that is not SBU. Solar priority battery second, then utility line. Even this one self is not advisable in Nigeria because your battery go here. So the second one is the battery.
We have to mind that energy mode, if you escape it.
No, you can set it. It depends on what you want. It depends on your location, right? Based on what there are some client that will tell you that I cannot spend this amount of money. I don't even want grid at all. I want grid to be the last. So you know that what you want to give them is SBU, solar, but solar first, battery, then utilities. Yeah, backup system.
Use solar, you just
Yeah.
set the energy mode.
Energy mode.
You are taking off solar totally.
Yeah.
Because you are not installing any solar panel.
So the second mode you are going to see is the battery charging mode. How you want the battery to be charged. If you want the solar alone to charge your battery, you set it. If you want both solar and utility, it's of course, and that is the default. The solar and utility is the default, settings for your charging, right? So you can set it there as well. Meter settings does not concern us. This inverter actually was initially built to be able to sell to the grid. So, and because we know that in Nigeria, we don't have such facility here. So, of course, we want to have, and we have by God's grace. I know, we want to have, we have, and I believe it's happening very fast. It's very possible. It's very, 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 I'm an advocate for GTI, and it's possible in Nigeria. It's possible. So, meter settings, it is, one of the facility we must have when we are going to look in the process of GTI is that we must have meter that can properly measure the amount of power you are selling to the grid and amount of grid net metering. That's what they call it. So it has, if you have that meter, you can activate it from this inverter. But if you are using they are using margin, they are using Equitonium. Definitely. So why not Nigeria?
Like high energy now, you can set up a plant and be selling.
Definitely. That's where we start from. We start from plant. Then we move to the global grid. Yeah. So for us, just forget this one. The default is none. Just leave it there. To zero ground fault, the default is always off. The zero ground volt detection. So, but if you are sure that you have done your ground fault, you have done your ground, and then the voltage between your ground and your grid is 0, you can put it on because it's not going to trigger error. But if you on the zero ground volt fault detection and you put it on, and you have not done your grounding, this inverter is going to bring up error because you have on the detection function here to detect for me, is my grounding properly done, right? So you're going to, but because we don't want to give you all, we put it by default off for you. But G2 is on all the time. So leakage current detection, it is off. But if you have done and you are sure that there's no leakage current, you can put it on. So this is the single PV connection. If you are using S3, if you are using S2, just leave it as a day. In fact, for normal 6 kilowatts and 11 kilowatts user, what you most likely need will be your energy mode and then your setting of your lithium battery, your B4, and I think if you are paralleling every other function, but let's go through them so that we can be familiar with the settings. But if you are using G2, because we use this manual for G2 too, it has 2P parallel connection because the MPPT1 of our G2 has two strings, and those 2 strings are paralleling internally. So if only that is the only MPPT you want to use, because the 2 MPPT are the 2 strings have been parallelly internally, then you can use 2 PV parallel connection. But if you are using a 6 kilowatt inverter, 11 kilowatt inverter, leave it on single PV connection default. Then battery type selection. So are you using a lithium battery? Are you using lead acid battery? DC source. Let's say you just want to use only panel, right? So we put it on DC source, or probably are using other means for DC source. Probably fan, that windmill. So you put it on with energy, yeah. So you put it on DC source. If you're using lead acid battery, you set it on B1. Then B2 maximum charging current. If you want to set your maximum charging current, you don't want it, you want a particular current to charge your battery, you set it here as well. There is yeah. The default is always for G2. The default is always 125. No, not 150. It's 125 for G2. Then yeah. So no, for H3 6 kilowatt inverter is always 125, but you can set what you want from here. The maximum is 150. The maximum battery discharge current, you can set it here as well. What is the current you want the inverter to discharge, the battery. The battery, that is before battery stops charging, SOC, that's your DOD. You want to set the DOD of your battery. What percentage do you want your inverter to charge your battery to? Some people want 100%, some people want 80%. So you set it there. The default is 100%. It's the 100 effect on an inverter. Don't mind this one. And then battery stop discharging SOC. It's always advised that we don't drain our battery to 0%. So you can also set it depending on your battery manufacturer. Some battery manufacturer like BCOD, you can set 95% for BCOD because it's a high quality battery brand, right? So you can set so definitely if you are setting it to 95%, so what will be here? 5%. So just 5% here. So the battery charging voltage, that is if you are using lead acid battery. If you are using lead acid battery, you want to set the voltage at which you want it to charge, the voltage at which you want it to discharge. Then this is for lead acid battery. You want to put the capacity of the battery. It is rated in amps, 100 amps, 220 amps, 10 amps. So you can set the capacity of your lead acid battery there, and then equalized charging voltage. This inverter has an internal BMS that can equalize charged your let me calm down. There's something they call equalizing charging. Equalizing charging is an intermittent charging. You charge your lead acid battery to ensure that the chemistry of the batteries are properly mixed together. Right? Sometimes for a while, once you have used your battery, the chemistry inside them will go down. Will go down. So you need an higher charging voltage to charge it, higher current to charge it so that they can properly mix together. So you can set it to charge, let's say, for 2 weeks. You want the inverter to charge the battery effectively. Yeah. So that is how you set that to ensure that the electrolytes in the battery are properly charged and mixed together. So this is float charging. The float charging is discharging at which the inverter charges the battery when it's almost full. So it float charge it. Then lithium battery manufacturers, there are some default battery manufacturers that are on our inverter automatically. If you are using AppSolar inverter, you can choose AppSolar. So it makes your communication seamless. If you are using S-Volt, I don't know, have you seen S-Volt in Nigeria? Well, it's one of the popular battery brands in China. Using energy, we have Dynex in Nigeria, we have Growatt in Nigeria. So if you are using Dynex, if you are using Growatt, you can go to B11 on your settings and choose them directly. So it makes your communication, easier because they are already on the inverter. So lead acid battery type, you can choose the type of lead acid you are using, whether it's AGM, whether it's gel battery, whether it's flood wet battery, you can set them here. Battery automatic activation, if you want to be using this key to off your battery, you can set it here. There's a way you can set this inverter that anytime the battery is on, it will come on. This is battery automatic activation. It will automatically come on anytime the battery is. But if you don't want that like that, you can off it. The default is always on. That's why you notice that you have not on the inverter, but the inverter is on because you have on the battery, because the battery automatic activation is always on. So the battery activation voltage, you can also set it for your lead acid battery as well. Lead acid battery, you cannot set on and off on it. So you can only set them against the voltage. So this is the utility AC settings. I think AC mode, many people don't tamper with this on the screen. They tamper with it on the app. So they will say, no, what should I put it, APL or UPS? When you know that it is advisable that you leave it on appliances, normal appliances, they have APL. If you put it on UPS is for sensitive appliances. So the difference is, if you put it on APL, the grid input, it will allow grid input voltage of 170 to 280 volt, because it believes that you are using appliances that are not sensitive to grid instability. But if you put it on UPS, we put it on the grid voltage range is between 90 to 280 volts. No, this is for APL. UPS, if you put it on UPS, it is between 170 to 280 volts. It does not give you more room for grid instability. If your grid voltage is not up to 170, it will not come on. And if your grid voltage is beyond 280, it will see it as over voltage. It will not come on. Yeah, yes. But if you put it on APL, we assume that the appliances you are using is not sensitive, unlike UPS. So if your grid voltage is 90 volt, it's working fine. And it's fine. But if it is below 90, it will see it as like low voltage. And if it is more than 280, so it gives you more more time, like that accommodation for grid is unstable grid, because it believes that you are using, appliances that are not. So it's advisable that you leave it on APL all the time. Solar cell enabled. Don't forget that I said that this system was actually built to sell power, but I beg, leave it off default unless you want to sell power to the empty grid. So system work mode. It is always at default to leave it at limit to critical load. If you check on the app, there is one that grid only. That is, as told that this inverter was actually built to sell to the load as well. But because we don't have such facility, it's advisable we limit it to critical load. Next settings. Solar cell power limit. Please, let's just forget them. We are not selling power to the grid. Very soon we will need it. So AC rated voltage. Our rated voltage in Nigeria is what?
50.
No, rated voltage 230 volts. And our rated frequency is what? 50 Hz. So this is for generator input port. And I believe that this is for smart generator as well. You can see automatic and manual. So if you have generator that are smart generator that you can connect together with the dry port, you can set all of this together with them. So you can even set the generator start enable. You can set all of these settings there. We most likely not need it. AC input priority. It is still on this one. Grid priority. That this is the default that I'm going to see there. And this is very important when you are using it with smart load. You only be needing these settings when you are using your smart load. So it gives you the opportunity to set if you want to use your grid for your smart load, because smart load is actually designed to be loads that you don't need all the time. So it also gives you the opportunity to tell what you want to charge it. Do you want only grid to come and supply to your smart load, or you want generator to supply to your smart load? Because smart load is seen as a load where you put a port where you put non-essential loads. So this is where you set priority mode for your smart load. It requires smart load input port. So that is what you set there. And this is for your generator. This is where you can set the charging power for your generator. What power do you want to use your generator, to charge your battery? Maximum generator charging power, default rated power, you can set it. Let's say 4 kilowatts, let's say whatever it is, whatever kilowatt power you want your generator to charge your battery. And you can set generator startup SOC. Like I said, this is for smart generator. So you can set what particular percentage of the battery you want the generator to come and start charging your battery, and what particular SOC you want the generator to stop charging your battery. Parallel mode. This is one of the most frequent settings we normally do. This is if you are paralleling your inverter. If it is single phase or three phase, you check from here, parallel PO. If it is single phase, you choose single phase. If it is three phase, you choose three phase. It is always off as your default. That definitely, if you are using one, you will not need to go to these settings. So parallel enable. So this is where you choose P1 is where you choose whether you want to set in master or you want to set in slave. Then P2 is number of parallel device. This is where the master will set how many inverters are you paralleling together. If you are paralleling 2, you put 2 here. If you are paralleling 3, you put 3 there. If you are paralleling 5, you put 5 there. It's only master that can set that. The slave will not be able to set such that. Slave address. So the master, since the master is not a slave, so the master will not be able to set this. It's the slave that will set it. So the slave address is, let's say you are putting 3 inverters together. You have set for master. You want to set slave address on the second inverter, which is the first slave. The slave address will be what? Will be 1, because it's the number 1 slave. For the last one, we'll make the third inverter. The slave address will be what? Will be 2. Yeah, so that is how we set the slave address. Then battery sharing enable. If you are using the same battery bank, for all the inverters, you have to enable battery sharing so that they can share the same battery bank across the inverters that you put together in parallel. Do we understand? Thank you. So this is for 3-phase. This is where you choose. Let's say you connect 3 inverters together in 3-phase. This is when you choose which one is your R phase. You know it has 3-phase, RST. So this is where if it, on the first one it will be 3P1. On the second one, the second inverter 3P2, and the T phase will be 3P3. And this is the smart load setting. So you have to first of all come and enable it so that it can work as a smart load, and then you set the time that you want the smart load to start working, the percentage that you want the smart load to start working. Sometimes some people might say that once it is 80%, my smart load might start, start discharging, it will be active by 80%. Smart load stop SOC. You can say that at this particular SOC, I don't want my smart load to. So you can say that once it is 80%, my smart load can come on. But once it is 70% or 50% smart load, every load connected to smart load will go off. So, and then of course, if you are using lead acid battery, that does not have SOC, you set them against voltage. So that is that. And you can also set it against time as well. You want to set it that, okay, once it is 8 a.m. in the morning, my smart load can start. Then once it is 8 p.m. in the night, my smart load can go down. So you set it against SOC, you set it against time, you set it against voltage for your lithium battery and for your lead acid battery. So you can set your date and your year and your time with these settings. And of course, you can set your HMI, the human machine interface. How many times do you want your inverter screen to display? You can set it like that. And if you want warning fault light to be showing, you can put it. It is always on by default. Thank you, everyone. I think this should be the end of the setting, isn't it? So this mobile application, I think I will welcome.
So before we go to the mobile application, that's another session on its own.
Okay.
So if we can just quickly take those questions.
All right. So I think you can take question now.
Before we now go to the next phase. So we don't mix everything up. So if you have questions concerning the whole presentation that I've gone through, maybe
ask
you
the
can
question about the
send it
inverter.
now.
We can
My
ask.
boss.
Yeah, so I was asking now, you
Please,
said
water.
the reverse connection protection
Yes.
was for the PV side.
Yes, sir.
Is it also on the battery side?
It's not yet on the battery side, but we have taken this feedback to our R&D, and they're helping us to develop, our next consignment. Yes, to be. That was why I said on the PV. That was why I indicated that on the PV side, we have reverse polarity protection. But on the battery side, we are already building, such that can also have such protection, because we know that we are in Nigeria. It's very important. You've experienced before. What happened?
Yeah?
What happened?
Luckily, I turned off the battery. So the person
That was helping you.
So you think it good?
I can assure you 80% of inverters in Nigeria do not have battery reverse polarity protection.
Yes.
Do not. I said 80, 90. I have not. If you know one, you can tell me.
I know.
I know few, and I think just two. I don't know more inverter. Popular brands that you know do not.
Yes.
But we are incorporating it. Our next batch will definitely have reverse battery power because we are the best. I always want to maintain that standard.
So I think he has a question to ask.
Yes.
All right, please.
My name is Abdulakim Ismail. You've already answered one of my questions during the session.
All right.
But the second question is that when you want to parallel 2 or 3 solar inverter together, so after setting the parallel settings, other settings on the masters, will it automatically
go to the slave?
Goes to the slave.
Definitely.
Because there's some inverter, it doesn't happen.
Like,
you have to go back to the slave to go and set the parameter. And there's some inverter, once you set it on the master, it will apply to the slave.
All right. So once you set on the master, it applies to the slave. Aside from one settings, which is the battery. And the reason why it does not apply to the battery, to the slave, is because it is only the master that is communicating with the battery. The slave are just taking power from the battery. They are sharing, so they don't have any problem. They don't have anything that concerns them with the battery at all. So because it's the master that they communication cable will be connected to. So it's the one interfacing with the battery. But as per the charging, the PV charging current and everything, it is set across to them.
But you said we should go and set the slave address on the slave.
No, and that is to connect them together. No, you cannot set the slave address on the master. What you are setting is to put them together as a unit. Set them. So you set the parameter for parallel on the master. You set the parameter for parallel on the slave. You set the parameter. But any parameters that has to do with how they will function,
Yeah,
you
like
set on the
energy
master,
mode and all this,
goes
all
together
on the
with all of
master.
that.
Just those slave addresses.
Yeah.
But
All right.
it's not all.
Oh no, not all. That is why we are the
Yes,
best
yes.
now. All right, sir.
When you have 3 inverters,
Yeah.
yeah. You turn on the center one and leave
Yeah,
the timing.
yeah.
Now, how do you which one is suitable for the master?
And-
Is they turned off on
No, it's,
The one that you want to use as the master, anyone you can use for the master. Just ensure that, but it is always advisable that the first one that you turn on is your one. It's either the first one that you start with or the last one that you start with. But it does not forbid even the one in the middle. But ensure that it's much more advisable that the first one that you put up that at the rear end are your masters to make the communication, even seamless. Yeah.
any other questions? If we can take more.
So in addition, you can just use the one with the communication cable, just use it as the master.
Yes.
All right. Are we going
Okay.
for the smart load?
With that, I think we are done with this session, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go to the. Okay, if you want to give us a round of applause, please, we can.
The app cloud, Abi.
Yeah, the mobile app. Yes. David. Okay. Yes. All right. So this session is going to be very interactive,
My phone.
right? If you've not downloaded the application before, you don't know our application. It is known
Give
as
to somebody.
Apps Cloud. So ALPSCLOUD. So let us download that now. Apps Cloud. So we can just use like some seconds to go about that. So Apps Cloud. So if you have your phone, even if you don't know how to, you can just scan this QR code and it takes you to where you download. So we have that on Google Play Store, we have it on App Store, and also there is the web version for the application. So we can download that. If you already have an account before, you just switch on to the application. Let's just do that while David gets set to take us through the app usage.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to scan, you can. Okay. That guy.
Hello. No, I would talk about it. I will tell you where to download it. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Engineer David by name. So today I'll be taking us through the mobile application. So first of all, I believe after now, everybody wants to be buying app solar inverters. We're using it for our installation. So please, can you download the app? It's available on iOS Store and on Play Store. So I'll run you through the process. It's called Apps Cloud. It's spelled ALPSCLOUD. Apps Cloud. Okay. So now when you have downloaded the Apps Cloud app, first of all, you have to connect our dongle. Our inverter comes with a dongle. When you buy an inverter, you get a dongle. That's what transmits all the information on the inverter to the web, and which you can view on your phone and also on your system. Yes, all the series come with dongle. So that being said, your interaction with the inverter is seamless via your phone and your laptop. So this is once you install it, you go to account registration, you open the app, you go to account registration, you register. On the interface of the app, you see where they say register. You register, you put in your email, it will ask you for a code. You go to your Gmail, you pick the code and you put it in. Yes, then you register an account. Then when you register the account, then you fill in your information, your name and others. So next slide. So
Email option, there's phone option.
yes, just use the email option. Use the email option. So
the network, the 4G is low.
okay, so let me just run through the parameters you see on the app. When you download the app, you see the power generation from the PV. You see the power generation from the PV. You see the capacity of the inverter on the app. You see the energy flow diagram as it is here. I have an app here. You see your SOC, your battery SOC here. Everything is all on the app. You can, and whenever you want to do parameter settings, you can easily come to where you do your parameter settings. You see setting parameters, set alias, replace gateway, and delete. So you go to setting parameters. So my colleague, as my colleague has already said, Steven, in his previous slides, I was talking about the settings page. So once you go to your parameter settings, that's where you can set your grid, the APL, the UPS, and others. It depends on what you want to set it. Then you go to basic settings. That's where you set your single MPPT. So like we said, we use just one PV. One PV. Since it's S3 is using one PV. Then if it's S2, you can use dual two PV. Then G2, you can also use the parallel phase. It depends on how you want to go about it. And here again, you can also set the charging priority mode. You can also set charging priority mode. Very, very important. You can set it. You can set the timing in terms of seconds that you take the inverter to switch off the display and also come on. So instead of you going through the settings page on the inverter physically, you can do everything on your app for seamless communication. Because most times installers don't really want to stress themselves going through the inverter and to just say, can you connect the dongle online? So I'll just do it via my phone. So you can even be in your house and if there's an issue, you can check on the app and also do some minor adjustments or minor troubleshootings and you're fine. So you've had issues like that in the past whereby installers reached out and I say, okay, change this to SUB, change it to SBU, change it to USB. So it depends on what you want as an installer. So as an installer, you have the flexibility to be able to set parameters for yourself, for your client. So you can just make your client a visitor to the site, whereby your client can just view the operations that happens on the app without giving him the priority or the permission to be able to set parameters. Do you understand? So so you have power as an installer and control over your system. You're able to set your system. So your client can only view the system. So far so good. The systems that we've installed so far so good. There haven't been any issue, and we are monitoring everything perfectly well. So I can say for sure that the Apps Cloud app is user friendly and it's very, very accommodating. So when we go downstairs, we would connect the dongle online. I'll show you how to connect the dongle online. We have a data logger. We call it, some people call it dongle. So I'll show you how to connect the dongle online and how to also do the configuration via the app when we go downstairs. So it will be like a live section whereby you have a feel of how to go about it. Because we'll connect a battery and an inverter and I will show you how to go about it. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. So do we have any questions concerning this as well? Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Pertaining the app,
Okay.
is it possible to switch off and to switch on the inverter?
So yes, on the app, yes, there's a feature like that on the app, whereby you can switch off the inverter and you can also switch on. And there's also another feature whereby you can also password the inverter. Yes, an interesting feature. Like if somebody buy your inverter now instrumental payment that is paying per month, that wants to be paying per month, and it defaults. Let's assume you're supposed to pay this month, like December, and did not pay. I will just shut down your inverter. I will log you out.
Exactly.
And once I log out your inverter, you can't use it. That is very, very interesting feature.
Yes. Okay. And in addition to that,
in addition to my question, when you shut down the inverter remotely, will it only shut down the inverter or both inverter and grid?
When you shut down the inverter, it will shut down everything.
it cuts it
Everything.
off.
Cut down everything.
It cuts it off
And
totally.
also supply. Okay, now depends on if you want to remove the grid and bypass it on your own. That's you. That's output.
Doesn't make sense.
No, that's you just connect it to you just connect it to NEPA direct.
You don't have control over the grid.
Yes.
Okay, so
Through the solar.
Yes.
this is
So
it
just
here.
remove the
This is
that's
it. Yeah. If I put this off now, this system here will go off. Why it is like this? I'm also a master on this account because I do upgrade remotely for them and also watch their system. So I can put it off from this angle as well.
Can different people have like the controlling it?
So this is it. If you download the app, like if you are an installer on the site and you download the app and you've done the configuration as an installer, so this is it. You have like the manager's account. So your client or any other person, you can give them access as a visitor. So you can have one manager and have multiple visitors.
But can I ask a question?
Yes.
What's the disadvantages of it? I don't know, maybe if your organization already take ahead of that.
Okay, so this is it. So this is it. The disadvantage of it is that when there is an issue or something, the client will start calling you. We start calling, yes, as an installer, because once the client sees it, there's a small minor, we start calling you that what's going on, why is this showing this? So now it's not left to you as an installer from the comfort of your home to go to the app and do a little bit of settings. Set the SOC, set the cutoff voltage, set all those parameters, and you see working perfectly well. So everything boils down to settings.
You've done your own setting. You now say, can you like save it so that if you have any issue, maybe the person by mistake did one thing, you can always like a default to your own setting.
So this is it. As a manager, you have authority over the system. You can do any settings on the system.
Okay, David.
I'm just in the case study.
David.
It's like a networking.
David.
Maybe you are setting up like LAN or wide area network or local area network. Like maybe you are consulting as a telecom to come and give you in terms of the provision of the internet.
Yes.
Okay.
So all the database password, I'm not even able to give you as you understand.
Okay.
So I'm just giving the advantage of it. I'm just taking off. Prevention, maybe as an installer, something happened to this to the installer. Maybe he's hospitalized, or like when we are talking about
Lost his phone.
you understand, you have to think about the hazard.
Okay, so this is it.
So is it possible to release the password? Because definitely when I log in on the apps as an installer, definitely all the database information you understand is my hand. So maybe in terms of anything, because I already when it comes to telecom, I've said something like that.
Yes.
So I have to release my password for the client so that they can access because they are already in condition signed. So I have to release the password when I'm going to the telecom. So after I release it, later I change my password.
Yes. So
I'm just asking.
With this situation now, one good thing is once you send the system online, we can see your system and
backend.
We have
all this
database. We have let's say a superior backend. We can do anything on your system regardless. So now I think for his question he asked is, can multiple people watch a system? Which is yes. The only person that has the master control over it is the installer. Your clients cannot change parameters on it because you are calling him there to become a visitor. So it is just you that can change the parameters on it, and also us from the back end when you tell us that there is an issue with your system and we want to work on it. So it is just only you, the master, that is controlling the system, not any other person. I think, does that answer the question?
Most times it's upgrade. Most times it's upgrade.
Yes.
Most times installers ask for upgrade. Like you might need to upgrade their system. Maybe the software is outdated and they want to upgrade their system, and that's what we get most times. So it's not.
That's fantastic. That it's not possible to update more than one person at the right.
Yes, it is possible. It is possible to give. Right? I can invite you to also be a manager on the system. I am the one that created the plans. I'm the one that did it. So if I want also you to check it, like for me now, if you are sharing the plans with me that I want to work on it, you make me a master on it, a manager. I can change parameters for you from the back end as well. Right? Okay. Any other question on that? Okay.
If they switched off the Wi-Fi online, the system off online, and someone come and unplug Wi-Fi connection from the system. Can it be reset manually? Very good question.
So are you saying that the data logger is not connected to the system anymore, and that you removed it, and the Wi-Fi, the router connection is off?
Oh yes.
So this is it. If in that situation, you can't view the system, say the data logger is no longer inside the inverter. So now this is it. If I on the Wi-Fi, if I on my router, and I take that data logger and I put it back inside my inverter, I'll be able to view it.
Yes. You have to
Yes.
site.
No. So this is it. What's the best thing? The feature that is amazing about this inverter is that once I've connected it to a particular router and it's stationed close to that inverter and is already online before, if you remove that data logger, or there's maybe, let's say there's no data on that router again, and you now sub on that router now, and you now carry that data logger and you put it back inside the inverter to connect. I will still be
Okay, so wait, if I can understand your question,
that same data logger.
David, that is not the question. Wait, I understand your question because it has happened to me. Now, this is based on experience. I was running an upgrade for somebody on site and it went offline. Right? It went offline. I could no longer see the system. The person had to restart the system and it still came back online. You were asking if the data logger comes off from it. And
you said you can switch off the inverter online.
Yes.
If you switch off online,
yes.
Can someone go there and reset it back manually?
That is what I'm saying. Of course, that's what I'm saying, that it went offline because I already switched it off from the back end. And it went offline when they were on the site. The person put off his data from his phone. It went offline. I could no longer see, but he had to restart it again and reconnect it for me. But he could put it on back from there. Now, when the person would not be able to do that,
that's good.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Before you said if you are doing instrumental payment.
No, I'm coming to that. Yeah. I'm coming to that.
Off my system.
Okay.
Thinking twice, I could just come out the jungle and reset it back. All my team they use it.
I'm getting there. Wait.
Once I off your system,
if he had seen it, if he had asked the question like that. Now, at that point, there's already a password on that inverter.
Yes, you can't use
regardless of removing the dongle, there is a password now. When you put it on, the password is still there. Until somebody gives another access or generates another code from the application for you to impute on that inverter before it will go off. The manager. It is the manager.
So you can generate it while the system is shut down.
You can generate it. It's already there.
What if the manager doesn't want to have it?
That's why
we have the back end. We still have everything like the database. We have a database inside everything.
We are seeing it as well.
So we are seeing everything. We have admins. We have this thing at the back.
It is pretty much clear.
Yes, we go sit here. Don't worry. We still have all the information of the inverter that has been installing like for the past 2 years. So we can start your username, we can start your serial number, and we can get your inverter.
Can we test these things today?
We already have an SOP on it. We will test it to our lab and then send it.
I wish, but we can.
I think a lot of questions have been asked. The specifics is what need to be answered. One thing I know is I have switched off the inverter. One of the inverter I was testing, switched it off from my phone.
Yeah, of course.
And even though I restart it, it did not come on here again. I had to start it from here. So the inverter will come on, but it won't output.
It won't output.
Yes.
Now I have to on it here for it to output. So it means what you do here, you cannot really reset it by just doing that. Then so that's something I've already tested. But what I want to see, because I think Stephen has said it, is that now you can actually set some sort of password and a timer for a system to go off. So it means I am setting up maybe the person, the client is still paying,
still paying instrumentally.
I can say, in 1 month time, I don't know if that.
Yeah.
In 1 month time, off this system, the system is off. Now, even though I have set that and I go away, if the person remove the dongle, because I'm not the one going to off it again. It will off at that time. So that's something I think there is
the SOP will come out for, and that's something that will be a game changer for those of us that want to do instrumental.
We call it renting
Because you know that
time.
the person can stop recharging their router, they don't want you to have access.
Yes.
But as far as you have set it, anything they like, it
Then they
will work
change
at that time. So it's either they pay you so
Or
that you can now make the change. So they pay you, take it online so you can make the change. Or if the time reach, you off.
They don't need to shut down their router because for me, to do instrumental payment for you, I'm coming with a MiFi. Yes.
Yes,
You
sure.
don't have to know that I have a MiFi.
In fact, it even
And
gets
that's
better.
Yes.
It gets
I'm
better
using-
with the S4.
And I have already calculated money for data, even if it's 2,000 naira data for the next 12 months, it is already embedded in the
cost.
instrumental payment.
That's the
So I know
Yes.
I'm the one controlling
Yeah,
everything.
you are in control of everything.
I think
Yes, we did. Yes, we are. Yes, even before I joined,
I've
we usually do.
already put down my plan.
So you can
How
just
much
I usually do it for you.
now? Maybe you can
I usually do it for you.
20,000 naira. So I can have as much as 20. So the more instrumental payment is coming, and whenever they finish paying, I go back, I install their bypass, remove my dongle, and go away.
Definitely, you have
I
to-
can even put my dongle inside the system.
That's what
I
I'm
can have a draw box.
And that's what I'm not saying. Maybe I
You can also have a box where you put your router and all. Yes,
So
we do that as well.
It's part of the, it's part of the
We do that as well.
So if you
They put yes, you put part of the accessories. So
I
break out.
danger.
Yes. So it is when they finish my payment, I go there, I connect their bypass for another
They are
installation.
very wide. You must have this one. And when you go to power, they are very smart.
See,
Millionaires. Power. Don't you go in? If you see most of the fight between millionaires and FM, facility managers, it's because of power. So they can
now
create
I
another
know
money.
if they can
When they go to power, they will get
my own
show me the meter. How you will go? You know, that way not to do for our most of you they have money to put the solar now. They don't have
that catalog is not consuming much, but
they've already
1,500
28 flats.
every month.
It's not
What was that? The dongle.
Our S4 using it.
The thing is, it depends on the design actually.
Our research
So they have to use that grid because each
until
flat
S4,
no
S4,
limiter.
the Wi-Fi is
Some have the
limited.
inverter,
Yeah, yeah.
permanent, not storage.
Okay.
Some have permanent
So,
and seal.
I think I knew that this topic is going to be very much interesting to everybody, and it is a good thing that we're having this interactive session. We want to make it even much more interesting for us. I don't know if
Are we asking this questions period?
we've asked questions, but if we have people online that ask
So
questions,
people online are asking about Absolar Service Center.
okay.
So we have service center in all of our distributors place.
Yeah.
Like this IG, this place where is the service center.
Yeah.
So if you have any feedback that come to IG,
Yeah.
take your complaint
Yeah,
from
the
there.
feedback to
You know,
ours.
So any of our digital place, in and everywhere, it's a service center. And also, at our office, in minimum, we can always reach us there as well. It's also we are temporarily using minimum for now, and then we are working on
A permanent location.
And secondly, now I'm just seeing the study. When you now see the time frame,
Okay.
now I have an issue with my inverter, which IG is our partner already, which I've piloted already, which is no. But later, like if now give me go directly connect me with that brand technical team, I have to move the inverter down to their service center. They give me another guide to save my clients. So now, stop that. So I'm living up to date. I have not even bothered to go and pick my inverter because my client is enjoying. Now, if you tell me I have to
provide the
yeah,
who provides the stop gap?
the manufacturer.
They prevent stuff.
Yeah, so if you take a note of
Because
what if you took note of what I
I
said,
told you something that
yeah,
time. The motto of the IG Energy is after service.
yes, for sure.
And
If
the trust is always there.
yeah,
You
definitely.
understand? So that's why I know before this conversation, I already told you at the ground floor.
Yes.
I told you about the case study of SeaWorld.
Yeah, yeah,
After test.
yeah.
Asking, I have issue in Ado Ekiti. Yes, immediately, even at okay, talk to SeaWorld. From there, you don't even know how to solve the problem. Immediately I contact them. Oh, the time factor. Don't worry. Be expecting our engineer tomorrow.
Yeah.
And before the guy just early in the morning, move from Lagos, meet me on site, and as the thing work, we just a little fault on the battery.
Yeah.
That we solve it immediately.
Yeah.
Even the guy came with extra 6 BMS.
Yeah.
With about 8 connector cables on the lithium. Even that day, to be honest with you, I exposed more because when you face the challenge on site,
Yeah, you get to
learn more,
learn.
learn more.
Get to
so
learn.
that's why I learned a lot when it comes to component of lithium.
Lithium.
I've never even shared with my garage.
Yes.
So because every challenge give us more knowledge and wisdom. So that's why I'm just saying, okay, I have an issue now, and I bring my inverter to IG. Hours of response to the client. Can we just consider it?
So for Half Solar, we would not have let you to have that issue for you to bring your inverter to us.
Yes.
Once you tell us that you have that
You are
issue, we'll
coming
get
to
an
meet you.
inverter to you.
Yeah.
You understand?
We are
We'll get an
coming to
inverter to you.
I said already.
Our after sales, we are
We are
all around the clock. You
we are
can get
fast,
us
swift.
anytime. Swift.
Anytime
Anytime we are.
priority.
Yes. Anytime we are
That's the
accessible.
added value.
Anybody is
Yes.
Because matter anyhow, if any client have issue, it's to solve like yesterday.
Exactly. Seamlessly.
So
I said it before. Our warranty is not to come and repair. We
It's
do
replacement.
replacement.
Fine.
Cranwell, can you type your question? Someone online has a question, but I
Okay,
don't know
what's the
if you'll be audible enough.
Okay.
Cranwell, can you try to speak up? Let's see if we can hear you.
No, the thing, inverter is 12 kilowatt. The battery is 20 kilowatt. Yes. I have another 2 sites in Ibadan. Even they don't, I just, the battery is very cheap. Their office is
Okay. So yeah, he said if it is possible to embed the SIM card in the inverter for some areas where you don't have network
Wi-Fi or something,
Wi-Fi.
network.
It is a feature that we are working on already. For the S4, we already have inbuilt Wi-Fi module on it. So thank God we have our research and development team here, and they are hearing this feedback from the guys that are actually doing the installation on site. We will go back and work on it. It is something that is already in view.
Okay.
It is something that we already have another system that is going to be named as S5. We might see that feature on it coming also next year. So Half Solar is taking feedback from the installers, and we are going to implement them for us to
So if
enjoy
it's
on
SIM
this
card,
market.
if it's SIM card is not an issue, it can be implemented
Yes.
as well.
So do we have more questions or that?
Sorry, the wake up function, is it automatic or you have to set it?
No, it's
It's automatic.
automatic. So it's
It's
automatic.
automatic. Yes, it's default.
That makes sense. That means you took our feedback.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure,
wake up
sure,
from
sure.
PV and grid.
Okay.
The wake up function is important to you. Give you problem for site too.
Yeah.
If the PV is not sufficient or something, you have to wait for grid. You have to wake up the battery once the battery BMS is.
Okay, so I think we're
Because of
done with this
voltage.
session. We'll call our research and development boss, Mr. Kevin, to take us
Our
on
the research development
the
from finance.
Yes, okay.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin. I'm from the AppSolar design team, in charge of product testing and technical supporting from the AppSolar design team. Maybe my English is if some point is not clear, I can ask Aibo to translate it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will introduce the AppSolar. So this line is for the product. You can say this product is G1 and T2. It's also in the EAP. So that is me. This product is sell the EAP. So until now, we have a design S3, S2, S3, and in end of the year, we are launch this product S4. Is also for the Nigerian market. So you can say also the product is the hybrid inverter, right? Albo just mentioned the point. Is from the design team, the design think. We think it from this one IP66. So in the future, in the AppSolar team, we are design all the product for the IP66. Why? Because we are in design team, we are do the most reliability product for the Nigerian marketing. Okay. Maybe let's go to the next slide. Thank you. So another point where we are do the most intelligent product in the next platform. So you can say in the S4, we have the Bluetooth. You mean it's phone Bluetooth. You can connect the inverter. Yeah. Don't use Wi-Fi. Now also can Wi-Fi connect the inverter. We use the Bluetooth connect the inverter. You can setting and check state. It's very easy. Yeah. You and easy to understand and easy setting the product as you only use the mobile phone. Bluetooth is okay. This is one point. Another point we have the AI.
Yes.
And this we have beta test economy. You also you can log in this one. Yeah, in this one you can maybe you cannot say clearly. I can explain. You can ask any question about S3, S2, any question about the maintain and the performance and setting.
Yes, chatbox AI. Chatbox AI.
And there's pictures.
AI don't know what you want to make it easier and faster.
Yes.
And you guys take pictures.
Yes.
Okay, pictures of what is happening on site.
This is a beta test. This is a beta test. They can maybe have some problem. Maybe. But we from design team we are improve it. And the final version will last the end of this year.
This S4 is AI.
Yeah. We can show you. You can text input. And this is me S3 LCD display alarm code A10. What does it mean? He will give you the answer. Why happened the A10? Why have this alarm clock? Okay. Another point that we can try. You can take the voice input.
Wow.
Yeah. I will test this. Could you introduce the inverter smart load function? We'll give the answer and give the SOP and give you how setting the function. This is our AI the function. Also the take picture, support the picture. Maybe this function we are in the beta test. Maybe have some issues. Yeah, but we are continue improvement. In the next platform S4, we are integrate this function to the apps. So the S4 inverter platform. Yeah, you use the one phone and resolve many problems. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So sorry. Next. I will have another point that we are introduce. Prevent. 上一个，再上一个 ，go back. About this one, service power 7, I think is very important function for the Nigerian market, right? Every end use will save the money for the electricity cost. Yeah, until now, we have a time of use function, but need people to setting, right? And setting. So maybe every day, every need a person to setting. Maybe I think in the future, we just AI integrate this function. We study the load, study how many load use data, and improve this function automatically. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe next. Thank you. Here, we just say that at Solar, we do the most reliability product. This is why we chose the IP66 product. Why don't the IP21? Because they're complex and harsh environment, because dust and humidity will impact the product. The product may be damaged because of dust and humidity. Yeah. So why we do the IP66? Because we need to do the most reliability the product. Another point we have to do this. You can check. This is in Nigeria. The grade is unstable. Yes. It's very different the Europe, not other country, China also. So we have to do the solution for this 9 major power quality issues. So we do this, we resolve 9 major power quality issues. Another point that we are check this one. This one is me for the home loader. Yeah, this one is the condition, air condition. Air condition is a special loader. When you start the air condition, we have a bigger current. Bigger current will impact this inverter unit. So this is a software and hardware solution. So we realize this one will enhance this function. Yeah. Another point, if we do the most reliability product, we are considered the manufacturer line. Production line is very important. In the legal, we do the BMS, right? BMS is the automatic grade. 你帮我解释一下，是车规级的制造。
This is a cut standard to manufacturing to produce. Yes.
Because legal 做 BMS.
Because our company is my business is the BMS doing the BMS. Yes.
So you can check our production line and the manufacture in the Yantai, and another is Fuzhou, right? We have 2 mega manufacturer factory. So this I will introduce. Okay, the problem. This is the FCT, means the product PCBA. We have to do many tests, make sure the PCBA is okay. Another point, we are assembling this product. We are do the automatic test. Is check the unit performance and the safety, and also we do this. We are put this sample to the boiling room. High temperature is 100%. Do the test. We all do this is for the most reliability product. Another one, after the beginning test, we also do the performance test. So we do this is also for the most reliability. Also, this one is for design. For design is guided. is a component and IP66 and summer also is design is control. Yeah. So, hey, lighting protection.
You know,
Yes.
yes.
It's like, yes, you can find it, defend it again directly.
Yeah.
SPD, that's like.
Yeah, yes, man. Yes, there's like 2 SPD.
Yes.
For the DC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them, is it? Yes. Yes.
Both of them. All of them.
You know our main business is BIS, but you know for solar, what's important part is BIS, right? So we have the stronger capability to produce our inverter because we main business is BIS, and two, we have the stronger manufacturing production right, automation the production right. That is our advantage, and also. For inverter, it's important part of BIS. That is our advantage. So we can the customer what you need. That's why we can design the special inverter for Nigerian market. That is our advantage. Yes.
Okay. Maybe go to the next slide. Thank you. This is S3, maybe introduced by. So we can pass, okay? Thank you. Next slide, yeah. Oh, this is the highline, the S3 highline performance. So it means the bigger the PV and also the charging, the wattage, and also have the smart load function, also the power rate, and in the high temperature, the performance is good. We can say this point, this is other brand. Sorry, it's for Chinese. It's other brand. This is the S3. Yeah, we have the high temperature, we have the better performance. Yeah, because in the Nigeria, maybe the temperature is high. Yeah. So yeah, this one is
Yes.
Okay, I will introduce the yeah S4. You can say this is good appearance. Yeah. Another point we are design product the most appearance and the most lighting. So you can say this LCD display. So so how to say it's easy to reading and setting.
Like when there's AC, you like to change when it's when it's display, when it's on solar mode, when it's on AC mode.
Okay. Hey, other point, we have 2 MPPT for. Oh, sorry. It's the it's the 2 MPPT and 8 kilowatt for the S4. It's also support 6 single phase and then 3 phase network power operation. It's very lighting. Yeah. Also, it's very beautiful and supporting double output and the IP66. Okay. Important. This product will launch end of this year. You can get a sample.
No problem.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
We're gonna launch it together.
Okay.
Because you're already part of the team.
Okay, I will introduce the next product. In the middle of next year, we'll launch this product. It's 3-phase, no wattage, hybrid inverter. Yeah, 3-phase and yeah. This is generally function. Yeah, we are doing the most lighting product and the beautiful and the appearance and the most reliability. most intelligent product. Okay, and
Then lastly, sorry, I'm asking.
okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Kevin, for that sweet session. Do we have any questions? Okay.
No, you.
For me. Okay.
Okay, so I'm talking about price.
Price.
What's your plan for price? You know, pricing plays a long role.
Yes.
I do talk about price.
Okay, no.
Not IG.
No, not IG. Yes.
I think IG is our answer.
Yeah, IG also answered the price. So for the pricing, there's a good thing why we don't work directly with end users and every other person. We'll make it so that the price would be controlled in the market. Right? So made it so that the price will be controlled in the market. If you want to get this, there are certified distributors that we have. And one of the top of them, which we have, is IG Energy. Any price that IG is giving you, you should know that that is the best price you can get it. And there's nobody that will sell cheaper than that. Yes, there's nobody that will sell cheaper than that. Because I think that is what spoils the price margin in the market, when you have your top guys selling at social price and some other persons are buying as cheap as possible. This I can give you as a guarantee that there's nobody that will sell cheaper than our top distributors. Nobody good.
50% promo.
Except say so Baba, you get okay. So we want to do a very interactive something. We have been asking Absola questions. Let's now ask ourselves questions. We want to do a little quiz and raffles. I know say plenty people don't look the shirts while I wear, and you say if you go like to wear the shirts. We have some shirts. We have some shirts to also be won, and there are some questions that we're going to ask. Oba will come and help us with that. Yes, will come and help us with that. So we just take quick questions and we get to win some items like the t-shirt, and also we have Absola bag. That one will come afterwards, but let us have it in mind that there are goodies to be won in this stage. So let's get ready.
All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Okay.
So I think it's time for our patients to finally pay off now. We've been talking and answering questions. So now these are the session is going to go. We have questions from number 1 to number 25. You are going to pick one number and then you get the question. If you answer the question tied to your number, you win the prize. So for the first 5 questions, I'm going to be for people that do not have Absola t-shirts. So what's at stake is an Absola t-shirt. Once you get the question, you get an Absola t-shirt. So are we ready?
Yes.
So I'm picking 5 random people now without t-shirts. If you don't have t-shirt, raise up your hand. Okay, so let's start from that corner there. So pick random. Don't worry. Number from number 1 to 25. Don't worry, the question covers categories from your basic installation to specific product knowledge and advanced technical. But don't worry, as long as you answer it. So pick your number, sir.
Number 17.
Number 17. Okay. What is the maximum PV input capacity of the ROSA G2?
ROSA G2.
Yeah.
That's about 18,000.
18,000
watts.
Correct. A round of applause for Mr. Ismail. So, where's the t-shirt?
Here. I think they are different sizes.
What's your size, sir?
Baba go wear 5X.
Can I be that? All right, a round of applause for him one more time. For the second person, let me go with, what's your name, sir? Mr. Yemi. All right, so pick a number, sir.
Number.
Don't catch the scope. All right, so number 1, what does IP66 rating mean on an inverter?
It prevents against ingress of water.
Okay. The answer is not complete.
It's
not complete.
Okay, it's IP66.
Yes.
Yeah, it means that
water cannot affect the particular inverter.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's half. We cannot cut our shirt into two. Yes. Yes.
And
not only water now.
Water and
water and dust protection. So a round of applause for him once more.
So it means it's
No, just
waterproof, it's also
Dust proof. So our next person, don't let me let them be close. Let's go with our sire. What's your name, sir?
No, it is actually
Mr. Gbenga. All right. So pick a number from number 1 to 25.
This is actually a dummy, so
okay.
You can just pass it around.
So we can see there's no opening around it.
Nowhere for water to go.
To go in, yeah.
Number 5.
Number 5. All right. So what type of current comes from solar panels into your inverter? What type of current comes in from your PV panels into your inverter? We'll put time in on our questions because we have plenty of people that want to win shirts here. So no, wait first now, no pressure, calm down. So what type of current comes in from your PV panel into your inverter? So I think let someone help us do 10. Somebody will count down. No, 10 seconds countdown now. Did somebody answer it?
No. It doesn't have a share, so you can answer.
Let me answer it.
Okay, no, I'm actually picking like this. So this. Okay, you know, yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and answer it then.
Alright, this is correct.
This is correct. A round of applause for you. What's okay, yeah, what's this here? Direct, correct. So a round of applause for Mr. Osa. All right. So, okay, you just. All right. So, let's go back to the left roll once again. All right. Pick a number from number 1 to 25.
25. Last number.
Okay. Name one benefit of fast and professional technical support of installers. Or to installers.
It gives the installer confidence, to approach end user and give them assurance.
Okay.
And the end user you always come back no matter what. You understand?
Yeah.
Once you see that, you get satisfaction from the service you get.
All right, thank you very much. I think that's a more of a personal question, but it has a lot of answers. So I like the way you answer it. So thank you very much, sir. I think that's 5. Is that 5?
No, it's not. It's 4.
Okay, that's 4. So we have one more t-shirt to be won.
This man, his hand was already up before because I wanted him to answer. So I think let him have the chance to.
All right, no problem. So you can pick a number, sir, from number. What don't we pick before? I'll tell you. So pick from number 1 to 25, sir. Number 2. Okay. So before connecting an inverter, what must you always check on the PV panels?
1, I will check on the voltage,
okay,
the voltage and the ampere of the PV panels.
Okay,
that's the number of that's the size of the what
of the
voltage that will go in.
Okay,
to it, and also what the the current.
Okay,
and also the what are they calling it again?
Installers in the house. Is it correct?
Yes.
Is it half or sir, but you don't have half t-shirt. You need to answer it. You need to answer it well. So can anybody help him out?
Let me try. So
all right, sir.
PV units.
Okay.
On the voltage side.
Okay.
Check your range.
Okay.
You have to respect the range.
Okay.
And the induced currents.
Okay.
You have to respect them. Then the
total
PV
PV.
you want to also have to respect.
On the inverter side, right?
Yes. So for the PV side, the inverter side.
So is there anything you need to look out for on the inverter side also before you connect the PV?
Yes.
Who bring the 5 section like that? Bring and
PV that can go into the inverter. That's the maximum PV.
That's the maximum watt. It's not.
So how do
we now? We change the question. It has become a general question.
We are learning.
Yeah.
When
It's a teamwork.
So,
You have
don't worry.
No, it has a
No.
question. Because before you can connect your solar panel.
Yes. It's not only the panel side, it's the
Okay.
inverter side too.
So
you have to make sure
because we say at App Solar we always
And
make
secondly, what of MPPT?
Yeah.
You have to
Check the MPPT.
Because that's what it accommodates.
The panels that
Yes.
So because we say in App Solar, we would always want to make our customers and our clients happy.
Yeah.
We cannot cut t-shirts, the last t-shirt into two, give you half and give him half. So we'll give you one and we'll also give him one.
All right, round of applause for everybody that answered. Yo did well.
So we are going to the next session.
Okay.
This is a quick fire question.
Now let me next now. Okay, another question will come.
No, we still have more questions now. It's 25. You have had
So-
Don't worry.
So anybody can answer, right? This is a quick fire question, and the first person that raises up his hand after I ask the question will be the one to attempt to answer, and you stand a chance to win one of these bags. So you see why it's a quick fire question. So the question goes like this.
What if the person raise their hand, they don't come get up?
We'll do it again.
No,
the person no go answer without raising
You
up
have to
your
raise your hand first.
Over.
So we're looking at the first one to raise.
Be my eyes, please.
Do.
So the question goes like this. App Solar Pulse S3 6 kilowatt inverter has a maximum MPPT input power of dash.
That was the first person.
That question is sensitive.
Maximum PV input of 12,000 watts solar panel and can harness up to 10,200 watts.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you mix it up. That is not actually correct.
What's the answer?
10,000 watts, huh?
Wait, explain here.
I know. I want still ask this same question, so I won't make another person attempt.
Make it slow, make it slow. Ask it again.
This one.
Think say right.
It is actually correct.
Why you
Old man.
It is actually. So it is actually correct, and I want to explain why it is correct. So it has a maximum access power of 12,000 watts, right? That is the access power. The question I ask is maximum MPPT input power. He is correct and he is also not correct. The maximum access power 12,000 watts, but what it has as the maximum that you can pull from it is what 10,200. What do we do?
That's what he said. That's what he said there.
It's correct. I said 12,000.
And 10,200.
You know there is the mix up with maximum access and maximum input. So it correct, I mean no correct. More give am. More give am. More give am. There you go. Please a round of applause for it.
So still bag.
So still for the bag. Another chance. Now easy question with the ask you. So now just the first person will go raise up a hand. Now him will go carry and give. So what is the warranty? I never finished question. I've not finished the question.
Change it.
Wait, change it. I say what is the warranty? I never tell you which of the inverter.
Change it.
Right?
That's the
I've not said which of the inverter.
See how you guys carry them, go ask them for the Togi inverters.
Oh yeah, you can do that now. So wait, let me finish my question before you raise up your hand. What is the warranty of the Pulse S3, the Pulse S2 and the Rosa
G2.
the Rosa
Series G2.
G2.
First 2 is 2 years warranty. First S3 is 5 years warranty. While Rosa Series G2 is 10 years warranty.
You don't miss out. You don't miss out. It's not 5 to 10.
You get them. You get them. More give them.
Wait, how many years? How many years did you for SS2? It's not 2 now.
No. Possess 2 is not 5 years.
So he said possess 2 is 2 years, and that's because somewhere he has seen it written
2 years.
However, we offer 2 years
plus 1 year.
So a total of
3 years.
Yes, I feel like that.
Then the Pulse S3, he got that one correct. Everyone knows it's 5-year warranty. This is one of the few inverters you see at this price range that is 5-year warranty. Take it anywhere.
Yes.
Then Rosa G2, yes, he has seen 10 years somewhere. It can be extended to 10 years, but primarily it's also 5 years. So he got it half, and we cannot share it back. But what we can do is just like this man, we can have pity on him.
Here you go.
Thank you.
So we have one more left. We wish it can go round, but it cannot go round.
Okay.
This question we will ask. Permit me to send the question to one person. The person has been raising up in hands since. He's losing bad eye to look me since. There is no, but we can go ahead. Let me ask the last question. Should I make it difficult or easy?
Easy. No difficult. Easy now. Difficult.
The last time.
Now installer, no question hard.
No question. Okay.
So before the last question comes up, we sent a survey around to get some information. Now, everyone that fills this survey is going to go home with a special gift. Everyone. All you need to do is fill this. If you don't have a pen, please ask for pen. Fill this and then submit it to any of the people wearing Absolute t-shirts, and you will get a special gift. In fact, submit it as you are going downstairs. You'll get a special gift. Everyone that fills it, that's because we need this information.
Yes, please.
It is somewhere there. And then we also have
The data sheet.
for all the inverters. So if you do not have it, because it should be on your table, if you do not have it, please pick it up. The spec sheet for Rosa G2, for S2 and S3. And after this meeting, we are still going down for a brief practical training session. After which we are going to go upstairs for our lunch. So lunch is already served. The jollof rice and moimoi is already waiting for us to come. Okay, the food is here, don't worry. It's not the eye you look.
Someone is asking if we can get the slides.
So the food is there. So
Yes, I can try to
use your
send.
last energy in the training session. After that, we can now go and eat. There's rice and stew, very. Thank you very much.
So the last question, my boss, where can we get Half Solar Inverters?
Now, I want to question.
Who is one of our certified and top major distributor. Malgasa.
I didn't know the question.
So thank you very much for this interactive session. I know we all have enjoyed ourselves today. We've tried to see that we introduce the products of AppSolars to us and we try to understand. So from here, we'll go downstairs to continue the session, which is going to be practicals. You go. Special gift for you. Special gift for you. So please, let's just go downstairs to continue the demonstration. Then afterwards, we take group photographs. Then we can have our lunch. All right. Thank you very much.
My phone is there.
Thank you. You mean one? Okay, it's Zuma. Shut down. Okay.